The hard truth about learning to code is that learning to code sucks. Like, let's just call it what it is. The process of learning to code can really, really suck. And it's going to take a whole bunch of dedication, digging deep, and kind of like realizing how bad you want this in order to make it through. So I have a whole list of reasons why learning to code sucks in the beginning. And if you don't agree with me, like I want you to like watch this whole thing and see if any of these might like resonate with you. But if it doesn't, then I tried. By the way, I'm doing my makeup in the background just to try something new. So let me know if you like this format. You don't like it, just let me know. But yeah, so I think one of the reasons why learning to code sucks is that you have to come into it with the right mindset. Like, learning to code is a journey, it is a process. Even to this day, I was talking to one of my coworkers and he was talking about how his code was so trash like 6 months ago. And it's crazy because it really is every day we are learning something new and we are learning new techniques. And you have to really, like, in your soul, understand that this is a process. You know, it took me years to grasp coding concepts. Like, there were some, like, recursion is a very popular coding concept, and I would hear it in so many different ways and it just wasn't getting through to me. And it was actually like maybe like a year ago that it really kind of like sunk in. But yeah, I've been coding for many, many years now. So it's just like some topics are going to take longer to grasp than others. So I feel like the reason why learning to code sucks is if you just think you're going to come in and just be that girl, it takes a while to kind of like get up to speed, especially like maybe you're going to a boot camp, maybe you're going to college, and it's like people come in at so many different levels. You know, some people could be coding since they're 7. Like, I teach 7-year-olds how to code. So like people can come in with so many different levels of experience. So I think that's one of the reasons. If you come in and you have a fixed mindset, and a fixed mindset is basically just thinking like you're smart or you're not, you got it or you don't, but not understanding how hard work can really lead to success, and how, you know, someone might be good at chess, but they're good at chess maybe because they spent hours, days, weeks, months of practice. It's kind of like really understanding that, and that's going to really help you in your journey. So I feel like if you came in with that right mindset, then you were chilling. But if you didn't, like me, then that was one of the sucky parts about learning to code. I think something else too is you really have to understand how you learn best. And in the beginning, I was still trying to figure that out. So for example, if you're explaining something to me and you're just talking, like it's just audio, I'm not gonna get it. Like, I know myself now, it's not gonna go through to me. Like, I'm the type of person where I actually need to see it. Like, you know, even at work today, if we're talking about some component on the front end or something like that, I'll be like, hey, can you just show me what this component is? You know, if it's something new I haven't seen. LOL, that face I made. And, or like different things like that. Like, I'm the type of person, after I see it, I need to do it myself, and I need to run into my own mistakes to fully understand something. So you really have to learn how you learn best before you can learn coding. And I was trying to figure that out at the same time, and that made the process of learning to code suck so much. I wrote a list of different reasons. You know, something else that made coding hard in the beginning, and it kind of sucked to me, was that uh, you have to be comfortable with being a beginner in a sense. Like, I just feel like as humans, like, we like to be good at things. So like coming in and not being good at it was something that really like sucked for me. So it's crazy how my mindset has just completely changed from when I was like 18. But like now I'm really comfortable with being uncomfortable. Like, I got into skating recently and I suck right now. Like, however, it's so interesting to see my journey with learning to skate. So like day one, I couldn't even stand up. Day 2, I could stand up but not move. Day 3, I learned a different way of standing up. Day 4, I'm skating in my kitchen. Like, I'm slowly learning different things, and I'm just going through that process. And I'm so comfortable with like not being amazing at it in the beginning. And that's just kind of like shows my growth as a person. But learning to code can suck if you just want to go in it and you want to immediately finish your assignment or build that code, build that project. Projects can take years to build, and you have to be okay with that process. Like, I think, yeah, I talk to different people, and I don't know anyone. If you did not have a problem learning to code at all, then please, like, let me know in the comments. But it really is like some days you will enjoy it so much. You just like, la, 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 I'm building this feature. But like other days, you can really just be like, want to bang your head across the computer when you can't like figure out that bug in your code, or you just feel so stuck. So it's really just understanding what this is. And once you understand that, you're going to be more comfortable. Like, okay, I spent 2 days. Honestly, I didn't complete what I wanted to complete, but I learned something, and we're chilling. We're going to keep this pushing. So that's definitely one thing. I would say something else that made it hard. Yeah, I talked about gatekeeping. So like that's something that made the process suck, where people telling you that, oh, you suck, so you shouldn't be in this. And when you also don't like believe in yourself, like I feel like if you don't believe in yourself, you won't be able to learn to code. Like that was such a game changer for me when I stopped like putting myself down and saying, I'm too dumb for this. This is only for X people or whatever. And just kind of like, no, like telling myself that you can do this. So I was watching the Bad Girls Club, and they must have been tripping, but really saying like one of my favorite quotes ever is believe you can and you're halfway there. And I believe that's so true. Like you got to first believe in yourself, and I didn't. So like that made the process so much harder, was like all of that. But with all of that being said, learning to code can suck. The process can suck. However, if you have the right mindset, then it makes it so much more enjoyable, and you actually get to enjoy the ride. And I didn't learn that until later on. If you're struggling with your code, some different techniques or learning to code that helped me was on days you just do not want to get started. The Pomodoro technique helped me out so much. Like put a timer on 25 minutes. Like I feel like one day I'm going to write a book, like how 25 minutes can change your life. But really just do that and see like, okay, I don't have any specific goal in mind. I just want to learn. And like whatever task you have, whatever language you're trying to learn, whatever it is, just give yourself 25 minutes. And then after that, you get like a 10-minute break. And what you find out is that, some days you're just going to be so tired. You might just do the 25 minutes. But most of the days, it's like you kind of get into it and you get excited about it once you just start. It's just starting is sometimes the hard part. So just put on a timer. It could be 10 p.m. at night, you're tired, 25 minutes, and see how far you get. Because with coding, it really is that practice. Someone was asking for help with technical interviews the other day, and I was like, like it was 200 problems later that I started to feel confident with this stuff, with doing technical interviews. So it really is that process. Oh yeah, so I'm wearing magnetic eyelashes right now, and this is not sponsored at all, but I was like, oh, that seems cool. So that's me trying it out. But anyway, something else that helped me so much with like learning to code was like learning how to debug. And it's that process of learning how to break something big into smaller pieces. So in the very beginning, like comment out code you don't understand, comment it all out, delete it, whatever you need to do, and then slowly add a line of code back in and say to yourself, what does this line of code do? You can even write a comment like, this line of code creates the function, like whatever it does, and like understand what is going on, because with code, the computer will do exactly you tell it to do. So you really have to understand how these different pieces work together. So that is something that helped me. The rubber duck method, computer science people, software engineers love talking about it, but it's kind of like you just talk to a rubber duck or whatever object you want to, and you explain what you're doing and like what your problem is. And honestly, like, I don't like see a rubber duck when I do this, but I just talk it out loud. Like, I might just go into Slack and like message someone and like be like writing out what the problem is, but then after I talk out loud what the problem is, I like sometimes I get the solution myself, or I get an idea that leads to the solution. So don't be afraid to talk this out. If you have friends, like, so you don't need a rubber duck. I think that's great too. Like, the more you immerse yourself in code, the better, y'all. Like, just talk to your different friends about it. Just try to really immerse yourself in it. It's something that is so helpful. So with all this being said, I talked about how sucky it is to learn to code. You can still do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just know that, like, you might have a sort of fixed mindset right now. You might not be totally comfortable with being uncomfortable. You might not have fully internalized that this is a process. You just really, really want to see results now. That's totally okay. It's going to take time for you to really like come to terms with everything and really really understand what this is for you. But at the end of the day, you can do it. Like, I did it, y'all. I struggled so much in the beginning. I can do it. You can do it. We can do it. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. So yeah, let me know what was the hardest part for you about learning to code. I was talking to someone the other day and they really said it was like that piecing everything together. And I totally agree. Like, you can go to you can go to class, you can watch that tutorial and you can learn something. And it's like, okay, bet I know what's going on. But then you just try to build that project at home on your own and you're just like staring at the computer like, what? Like, sometimes I feel like it's so hard to piece what they're saying sometimes with what you're doing. Another reason why learning to code sucks is tutorial hell. Like, tutorial hell is basically when you just keep watching tutorials and you just get in that state where like you're not taking it to the next level and like learning something yourself, or like you're not taking it to the next level and like maybe applying for that job, like taking that leap. And I think that sucks. And I don't know if I talked about this already in this video, but like, comparing yourself to others, I feel like can be so easy when it comes to coding and tech. Like, for example, it might take you a week to do something and then you talk to one of your friends and they're like, oh yeah, I finished that in 30 minutes. Or it's the opposite. They told you, hey, I finished it in 30 minutes, and then you're doing it yourself and it's like 8 days later and it's like, dang, like, how did they complete it so quickly? But then again, like, something I really had to come to terms with is like, my chapter 1 might be your chapter 22, vice versa. Like, we're all on our different paths and journeys. And at the same time, at the end of the day, I get to where I want to be. You get to where you want to be. It doesn't matter how long it took you to learn recursion, as long as you know it at the end, that's all that matters. So keep going. Something that helped me in my coding journey was looking at a whole bunch of different resources for the same topic. Something that helped me was like pretending to tutor someone about the topic. So I would just like, for example, if I just learned about while loops or something like that, I would like explain it to someone, and at moments I got stuck or I started to like pause a little bit. I'm like, okay, let me dig deeper into this. So yeah, it's just that practice, that repetition, and you got this, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this video. I'll see you.